Hello everybody, I have a quick little video for you here. Bind just came out again in Valorant with some map changes, and I've decided to hop on and just go on the lab with some Brim Molly lineups, and I have a few cool ones for you guys with the new changes, so I'll go ahead and show you those right now. Okay, so one lineup spot that I really like from this new change is this little window here that gives like a lot of access to B site through throwing your util through there. So the first lineup that I thought of through here is for this spot in the corner right here. This wouldn't exactly be the best spot to plant if you're just pushing in, but maybe if you rotate over, you have some time, there's, you know, not a lot of enemies left alive, you can plant right there. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna walk into this back corner here in this little area. You're gonna aim at the bottom of the window here at this purple grayish like pipe and just shoot with your crosshair. And it covers a lot of area. It's gonna take a lot of damage if they're sitting back in this corner. Now the next spot is for this default plant right here. Like a lot of people like to plant right here. So what you're gonna do is go to this door, just run up, line up to it like this, and you're gonna aim just at the bottom corner right here. It's gonna bounce through the window, and yeah, it's gonna cover a little bit of space, not a lot, but they should not be able to diffuse. So lastly, if you want to plant in this corner or anywhere along the back here, you can just come in here, same spot, and really you can go anywhere along this wall. The further up you go, the farther the molly is going to go back, like this way. If you're all the way back in the corner here, it's not going to go nearly as far. And you just want to aim just at the bottom of the window, just basically straight ahead. You could aim in the corner or right here, doesn't really matter. Very easy. Now I couldn't really figure out a way to get the molly like in front or on this side, unfortunately. I mean, if you want to like plant in here, no one really does that, but if you so desire, you can definitely get it through there pretty easy, just with something like this. So yeah, but really the only effective lineup spots I could find were like these. But anyway, now we come to this box right here. I used to use this lineup like over here when the boxes were taller, but now it doesn't really work anymore with this. So I try to come up with some other lineup spots. And now I think this is a pretty bad spot to play lineups because they can very easily run up and shoot you while you're waiting here. So instead I come over to this area. I already have one lineup, which is this, and that just lands right here for this plant, which isn't anything new. That doesn't have anything to do with the changes, but I do like this spot because it's very safe. If they try and push up short, you know, they're gonna have to push up pretty far to be able to see you. So it's unlikely that they'll ever come up this far. And what you're gonna want to aim is the left line on the bottom of like the mouse icon above the molly icon, and you're gonna line it up with this like little, there's like this light tower here, and then it goes from like thick to thin, like right up here. So you're gonna put it right over the edge right there. And now this molly is gonna go right over the building and land right here, cover a lot of space in the corner. So again, they're gonna have a very tough time getting out of here without taking a lot of damage. There were a lot of mollies that I was finding like from a lot of different spots that would cover here, but none of them were really like as far out and as effective as this. It would just be like a little tiny spot in here. So I didn't think those were very good. I think that's probably the best spot for box. Another easy molly I found for the same spot, but that has the downside of what I just said where the area is a little smaller, is this spot right here. Tuck yourself into this corner. Don't jump up on the barrel, just stay on the ground. And the advantages of this spot are maybe you're like rotating over from B and your team got spiked down, and you know, you don't want to try and cross over this area because that's a little dangerous when they're retaking, or for whatever reason you can't be over there. So what you're gonna do is just find this crack in the wall, and it like kind of exactly lines up with your like health bar lines. Like it fits right in there with where the little point sticks up, and you're just gonna shoot that. Super simple. There's a lot of room for error. It'll hop like over the corner of this box a little. Sometimes it bounces on there, but it does not matter. It will just land down here anyway. And in the same spot right here up against the graffiti, there is another molly for boxes. where you put the triangle at the bottom of the mouse thing above the molly icon onto this glowing light right here, just like this. Again, super simple. And what this molly will do is bounce off the roof and land right in front of boxes here, which may be a potential new default spot. I've been people saying, since maybe going here is a little bit too predictable to get spammed through the box. People are going to be planting, you know, here or here, whatever. So yeah, there's a new molly for that spot. Okay, for a quick little showcase of a couple defensive mollies you can do that are really easy. If you're coming through CT here on defense, you can just aim at this window. You could really be standing anywhere. Just aim at the middle of the window, and it'll land right here in boxes, denying the plant if they're planting in the corner. And just as well, if they're coming up short instead, and they're gonna plant like in this area, you can walk up here, and you really just want to aim anywhere along this wall. Just be careful that it doesn't like bounce off these windows, because it'll go all wacky. But just like aim here, bounce off the wall, and cover a large area here, denying plant. And also a defensive molly, if you're playing B site and your team calls over to A, then for boxes again to deny plant, you're just gonna, while you're running out, tuck yourself into this corner, throw the top left corner of the mouse like box in the corner of this like square little carving, and you're gonna do a normal throw or a jump throw will work. It'll bounce off that wall, land on triple boxes, and entirely deny like this entire plant right here. So same thing, if you're rotating over from B, then you're gonna go into the same corner, and instead of triple boxes, this molly is for the short plant next to truck. And you're gonna look up at this pillar right here and line up the tip of your molly right to where the wall behind it meets it in that corner. And this molly is pretty precise, so you're gonna wanna get that pretty close. It's gonna bounce off this bar on the roof and land in front here and cover the entire area in front of here. Now on B, defensive mollies, with the wider door, there's a little more opportunity. So, I mean, you can obviously just shoot like up against this wall, block the front area, but a little safer now is to just stay, you could be like way back. As soon as you like see this thing come up, you just want to aim up, not too far above it, and just shoot it at the wall. It will cover this whole area, deny plant. So very safe. You do not have to be far up at all. So I actually found one more lineup for like short plant on truck right here. Actually it'll be like more out in this area than up against the truck. But anyway, you're gonna come to the TP, which has just been changed recently, and instead of planting there out in the open where they could see you and it's really dangerous, you can come up in here and tuck yourself into this corner where they have to push up pretty far again in order to see you. They can't just see you from around that corner. So you're gonna come in here, and it seems to be a little buggy. You wanna like push yourself up against the door first, then walk in, rather than like do this. I think it's like slightly different. But you're going to aim the tip of your molly HUD icon at the tip of this stair right here. And what this will do is bounce off the roof and just land in this general area. This corner spot seems to have like some potential. It seems to be really precise though with getting mollies anywhere. I have not been able to get anything anywhere near this area, unfortunately, because the overhang of the TP like blocks a lot of your mollies, so you have to shoot it in like this direction. If you go in the same spot and aim the tip, the like diamond of your molly HUD icon right on this stair, the molly does a really cool thing where it'll bounce off of this and go back. The problem is, yeah, that's too far. It doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, I guess you could plant there, but that's probably not a very good plant spot. But I could see this is really the only way to get these mollies bouncing backwards. Maybe there's some other way to do it. Maybe you could see if you could get off this one and go over here potentially. Or also there's this slanted rail, but that also seems really tricky to get a molly to bounce back that way. Or maybe even potentially this little slant right here, but that would be incredibly precise. and I don't even know if that would land in a good spot. But yes, that corner has potential for some other molly lineups as well, and it's also a lot closer to the bomb, so you could hear better, ult better, get there quicker after your molly. And here we have another molly for triple boxes on A site, just right out there.
Right here.
And this hole in the ceiling always fascinated me. I know there's like Viper lineups with this, but what you're gonna do is there's not many corners to back up in here, unfortunately. But you're gonna walk up to the rug right here and align your crosshair around the bottom corner right here. And you're going to aim the tip of your molly head icon around the bottom of this rectangle. But really what you're aiming for is just like this face of the building right here, and it'll bounce off and land right there. So yeah, tip of the molly head icon right here. And you want to make sure this is a jump throw. And as you'll see, it'll bounce off the wall, bounce once or twice, and cover this area right here. I think it's probably one of the less practical ones, but I just wanted to make use of this hole in the ceiling for Brim. And I mean, it could have some value just for a pretty quick lineup. It doesn't have to be that precise. Like, you could just go ahead and do that pretty fast. You just want to make sure you don't accidentally land it behind the boxes, like throw it too far to that side. With some practice, it's easy, a quick, easy molly to throw just in a game if you're like running back showers. And that's why you need to practice it, probably. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I encourage you guys to go into the labs, the custom games yourself, and try out some mollies of your own to see if you could find anything cool, or just mollies that you personally like other than, you know, the ones I've shown you here if you desire that. I did not show any mollies that do not involve like new changes to the map, so if you don't know any of those, then I encourage you to go watch other videos, because there's plenty of like really good mollies that I know from like other content creators. But these were just the new ones that I decided to showcase because the new changes allow for like new different mollies that are more interesting. But yeah, these new changes to bind are pretty cool. I think there's a lot of potential. I've only been in this custom game for a couple hours. I think there's probably a lot more things you can do with these spots for Brim, and especially for other agents. So yeah, I'm excited to see what people come up with. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.